Evening, everyone. Welcome to World Cup semi-final number 1. Argentina against Croatia. Joined tonight with Emmet, and we're reliably informed that Chris is on his way. So Chris will be here soon. Good evening to everyone in the chat. Archie, Avo, hope you guys are all well. Smash the like button if you can, and I'll just quickly get through the lineups before the kickoff. Not much difference, really. Croatia going 4-3-3. Livakovic in goal, Juranovic, Lovren, Gavardiol, and Sosa across the back. Modric, Brozovic, and Kovacic in midfield. Pasalic, Kramaric, and Perisic as your front three. Now, look, I think it'll probably be kind of like 4-4-2 or 4-4-5-1. But Perisic should be the one to watch for sure. Modric, exceptional player as always, but it's going to be a difficult one, this, because Argentina have had to make changes. Argentina going 4-4-2. Emi Martinez in goal. Molina, Romero, Otamendi, and Tagliafico is the one change at left back. They've gone away from the back five that they've used against Argentina, reverted back to a 4-4-2. DePaul, Fernandez, Paredes, and McAllister as your midfield four. Messi in a free role with Julian Alvarez as your main striker. So, I don't know about you, Emmet. I mean, how do you see this one going, mate? Because I'm looking at those lineups, and all I'm thinking is cancel culture. They're just going to cancel each other out.
Yeah, it could be a boring hour and a half. It could be a boring 2 hours if it goes to extra time. We could be looking for Paredes to stick another one into the Croatian bench to set things alight. But I tell you one thing, not that the Dutch weren't, but the Croatians will be up for a scrap as well. I think the only changes to the Argentina lineup are probably only the enforced changes. So Paredes and Tagliafico coming in for Acuna and Montreal actually is suspended, but he actually came on as a sub.
He would have been on the bench anyway. The difference is the back five they played against the Dutch. They had Lisandro Martinez at the back as a centre back, and they've gone to the back four, bringing in Paredes as your six, your protector, standing in front of the midfield. But the one thing I hope with Argentina is you might see Enzo Fernandez getting a license to go forward. That's the hope, but I got a feeling that these two will. Argentina will probably look to win it. Croatia will look to stay in it as long as humanly possible. If they nick a goal, great. If they don't nick a goal, so what? They'll take it to penalties and be delighted with life because they'll fancy themselves in penalties against anyone.
Argentina will try and win it. Croatia will try not to lose it.
Yeah, it's a disgusting way to play football, and it's disgusting for me personally that this is successful enough that's got them into a semi-final of a World Cup. I think it's absolutely disgraceful that nobody has found a way to beat this lot. Yeah. Brazil had enough chances. They had more than enough chances, but they met a keeper who was inspired on the day. They had 11 shots on target, and they couldn't finish their dinner. And the fact that Croatia had one shot on target and scored from it, that says it all for me. I will never, ever, ever be a fan of that type of football, given the quality that they have available to them. The fact that you've got Perisic, Brozovic, Modric, Kovacic across that midfield is pure quality footballers. They're better than that. I don't care the fact that they've got a population of 4 million people. That's a serious side. This will be their second World Cup final if they get there. And if they do get there, I don't think they've won a qualifying game in 90 minutes or a knockout game in 90 minutes to get into a World Cup final twice, let alone once.
I think the only team they've beaten, isn't it, Canada in 90 minutes in this whole World Cup? I wonder, will they be a little bit more expansive, given that maybe Argentina probably don't hold the threat that Brazil did? Will they be a little bit more adventurous going forward? Or do they
hope they do.
It's done us up until now. Let's just continue to do it.
Yeah, I mean, look, you look at those two players, right? I mean, they've just done the coin toss there now. I don't know where you are on your screen.
Yeah, same coin toss
Um,
and handshakes now.
yeah, Messi and Modric. Modric, arguably the best central midfielder of the last decade. I don't think that's even I don't think it's even debatable. I think the guy is utterly unbelievable. But he's 37 and he's still doing it. Leo Messi is head and shoulders the best player of his era. And I don't think that's even close. People can have a debate and they'll be wrong, but the fact that we're talking about sides cancelling each other out with Modric and Messi on the pitch, yeah, it doesn't sit well with me. It really doesn't. But it's a semi-final, and both sides will want to not lose more than win, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I
just think that Argentina might have a little bit more fight in them than Croatia would.
Yeah, it's not often you get an absolute banger of a World Cup semi-final. Very rare. You know, I could think.
I'll tell you one thing. That's an absolute banger of a jersey that Croatia have. I think that's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, and the Argentina one. I like the Argentina one as well.
I was watching a video the other day, and it says the Croatian jersey is doing what the English jersey didn't have the balls to do. They reckon that's the look that England wanted to go with, but they didn't have the balls to actually do it. I think it's lovely.
I really like it.
Yeah,
I've always liked that Czech design anyway. It's so unique to them. You know, I can't think of anything.
What you see in the crowd is, and I'm sure at some stage throughout the watch along we'll see it. You have some of the supporters that have the like the Qatari robes and the head things, but it has little spots of red and white check on them.
Yeah,
sort of like Croatian robes.
Well, we're off. Do you need me to
stop? Just kicked off this second.
Okay, so
what are you on there?
9 seconds.
Okay, if you pause it for like 2 or 3 seconds, I should be bang on.
All right, I'm on 12 now.
I'm on 11, 12, 13,
we're going.
14. Yeah.
We're smack on. Chris will have to catch up when he gets in at halftime if he's on about. But Sosa back to keeper. To be fair, this keeper apparently has been looked at now by Bayern Munich because of the freak injury to Neuer.
Yeah.
Decided to go skiing in the middle of a season. Weirdo. But
he looked really happy about it as well from his photographs, didn't he?
Yeah.
Big smile on his face in the hospital bed. You thought he would have been gutted that he was missing the rest of the season.
Mate, I think he's literally won it all in football. I don't think he cares. You know, if he'll never put his hand in his pocket and feel his leg for the rest of his days. You know, so hopefully we'll see a bit of spice in this.
Looks to be a change in the ball as well. Is it a golden ball that they're playing with? I think it's just
Yeah, it is. It's an Italian referee by all accounts as well. So look, they can't have been happy with the referee for the Dutch game because he lost control completely. It was ridiculous the levels that he had in that.
Has he been sent home? Did I read somewhere he was sent home?
I don't know if he's going to be awarded another game.
Yeah.
The thing is, he can be. Yeah, but there's ball over the top, looking for Molina to chase. Cross comes in, and nobody there to meet it. Touchy-feely start again, see how it goes. Good to see Molina getting that far forward as fullback, as a right back. That's what you want. I think Argentina will probably force Croatia back. They'll probably dominate the ball. I'd be surprised if they don't. Let's be 1 second. I forgot.
Yeah, far away.
Be 1 second. But
I might have to go on mute the odd time here because you can probably hear that dog barking in the background, can you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. He's not a happy camper out the back at the minute, is he?
Well, that's Bobby, named after Bobby Firmino. So I'm sure, like any other Brazilian, he's probably not happy watching Argentina against Croatia in the semi-final.
Fair enough. Oh, lovely ball. What that wide should keeper comes to get it, but that's a nice idea. Paredes, I think, looking for that one. Be surprised if it was Tagliafico looking to get to overlap as well. There's Kovacic on the ball, in for Kramaric, but just a bit too hard. Romero's going to have to do something here. Go out for a throw in. I mean, for all the huff and puff and all of that, I don't think too many people would have picked these two as your semi-finalists. Whatever about Argentina probably plenty would have. But
yeah, I think a lot of people would have had Brazil
Croatia is definitely all achieving, aren't they?
Yeah, for the way they're playing, anyway.
They are, and that's the thing. It's not new football. This is what they've done for a long time. When they come up against better sides, they're technically good. You're seeing it now with Modric on the ball, Perisic there. Left foot, right foot. He'll look to put crosses in, but it's always the odd goal here and there in games. I think the only thing, I suppose, when you look at them, they are a striker short. If you were looking at overall, they had.
Of course, they had Mandzukic in the last World Cup, didn't they? So.
And before that, you had Davisuka would have been the main man in '98. But they always had a striker to hang their boot on or hang their hat on. Messi equaling the most appearances with Mateus at a World Cup with 25. Arguably should have had more. When you think that this has probably been, I'd say you could definitely say his best performance in World Cup, this World Cup.
Yeah, no, he has. He's kind of.
I think he's had a better team around him.
Yeah. But that's the comparison against will always be there with Maradona. I'm not going to open up a can of worms, but Maradona did it with poor players around him. Kind of nearly dragged them kicking and screaming through World Cups.
I wouldn't say they were poor players. They were good players, but they weren't. The thing is, World Cup back then was different. And football is. Hello. Whoa. I already had a coffee then. I was like, what the blue hell is going on here?
I'm going to go and shut that dog up.
All right.
2 seconds.
No bother.
Right. Oh, I'm freezing. Right? No, I'm freezing again. For fuck's sake, I've got a new Ethernet cable. Otherwise, am I still freezing?
No, you're there. You're grand.
Oh, I said I was free. Okay, right. Let me just send us live and just apologise. My fault. What's
that? No, we're going, mate. We've been on for the last 15 minutes.
Oh God, sorry, I'm late. I thought we were going live. I was like, oh no,
be soft.
Oh dear. Am I coming through okay on my interference? I've had a horrendous day.
You're fine. You're fine. It's just as well you didn't open your gob and say something stupid then.
Oh, well, that's all of the internet. I've generally said a lot of things stupid. Oh no.
Well, we're on 6 minutes, 48, 49, 50 in the game.
Yeah.
So I don't know where you are game-wise.
6 minutes, 20 I'm on. Right. What you want?
Emmet, did you kick the dog? Did you kick the dog?
I didn't, no. I locked him in the sitting room, so you're probably still going to hear him. The missus is next door doing hair, so that's what he's barking at.
What time are you on now?
7, 18, 19, 20.
I'm on 6:45, so we'll reset at half time. As Red Steve said, Chris is here, pause for 10 minutes. Yeah, pretty much. I have had the absolute day from hell.
How did you get on with the Lamborghini?
We'll talk about that one as well. So, how was for a start, Emmet? Logged on at 6 a.m. I work at IT, so everything's broken. So I spent first hour of my morning fixing things. Doors comes in, get the doors ready for school. Go down to give her a breakfast. And I thought, check on the animals. Got 2 guinea pigs. The cats are okay. So I thought, he's laid down. It's unusual. Went over, dead.
Oh, guinea pig.
Guinea pig, yeah. It's only 4 years old. We're like, oh no. And I because your reaction is, oh shit.
You know that they pretend to be dead, don't you?
Oh, this one. There was no kid in it. It was definitely dead.
The mistake a lot of people make is that they kind of nearly bury them straight away, but they can go into like if you Google it, I think hamsters and guinea pigs can actually go into like a state of like, don't want to call it
like
shock,
hibernation.
but they go into it like, and you think they're dead, and people end up burying them alive and everything. So I wouldn't have any funeral just yet. Give it a day or two. Maybe obviously don't leave it in the cage, but
that's it.
And you want to get a refund on that LAN cable as well.
Yeah, it's definitely
outrageous. I don't know what's wrong with it at all.
Well, in fairness, not a lot going on in the game. 9 minutes in, and I don't think either keeper have had anything to do, but there's plenty of aggression from both sides. But it's just one of those. It's bubbling up to. We might eventually get a decent game. It might kick in, but
what's he doing?
I don't know. He's just like having a mare at the minute.
He's gone again. I think the closest thing to a save was there. A cross came in, and Martinez had to come out and catch it. That was it.
Yeah. Well, see a long throw here now, and the thing is, I was right in on the keeper as well. Forced him to deal with it.
Red Steve says he's gone to dig up that guinea pig. Oh God. I've got just the slightest whisper of Darren Maloney in my ear here from the PC.
Yeah.
Said it's not exactly a classic so far.
No, it's not, and I think it's just going to be one of those games. It needs a goal, but ideally an Argentinian goal.
Yeah,
an Argentina goal forces Croatia to try and do something. They might stick like England did. They might stick at it for an hour, and stay in it with only a 1-goal deficit. But Argentina, when they're pressing, they are pressing in bunches, but they're happy enough in that 4-4-2 shape. See Messi just standing there watching. He's just walking around the place, breaking into a jog there now. He's in danger of working up a sweat there soon.
They are moving it fairly quickly though, Croatia, when they progress up the pitch.
It's a nice ball from Sosa, ball out for a throw off Romero. Two teammates on opposite sides, Perisic and Romero. There's Lovren, looking to be in his second World Cup final. Mad statement.
Best defender in the world.
In his own mind.
And
I guarantee you he won't stop telling you.
They're popping around nice here.
Yeah, this is why they're really good players. Yeah. They always have been. Even when you go back to the pre-war days when it was Yugoslavia, it was that Balkan region have always produced some technically brilliant players and some really good club sides as well.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of this generation's quality is owed to the Belgrade Academy setup. It's one of the best academies in the game, and it's some of the talent that is pushed out over the years. It really, really is exceptional. Azzy, though, I mean, Dexy's been all right, but I think Gvardiola's probably carried him a fair bit. He's done okay, at times, but I think Gavardio has been.
I think Lovren is the type of player that needs a decent centre back beside him.
Yeah, he needs a.
You can see the difference in him between being beside Van Dijk and not being beside Van Dijk. Even at Southampton, a lot of people would have said that Font was probably the better of the two centre backs.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna wait for this to go back, Steve, and see the replay because Messi was asking for either a free kick or was it in the box? But ref said no, waved it away. First contentious decision, I suppose. I think the biggest surprise of the tournament is the fact that Otamendi hasn't been exposed yet. Oshin, that's best defender at the tournament. Gavardio for me. No, stop it. You're not getting a foul for that. But there's no harm in asking, like. Another long throw looking to come in. And there's no harm to him either. It's the one good thing I suppose the Croatians do have. Two good 6-footers up front that can cause them an awful lot of problems. So they can be direct if needs to be. And you look at the two central midfielders, they'll leave Brozovic as your holding player. But if you can get Modric and Perisic involved high up the pitch.
Kovacic actually likes to make a bit of a run from midfield as well.
And he's got a banger on him from outside the box, as we've seen for Chelsea against Liverpool recently, in recent years. So look at Modric there. That's just unreal strength and skill. 37 years of age, man. Look at that. He's getting clipped and kicked and what have you. And he's just calm as you like, outside of the boot, lays it off.
Did he play the full 120 in the last game?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the thing is he didn't play the full 120 against Japan.
Okay.
They made changes in the Japan game to take off a lot of their big boys. Quarter taken short. There's definitely a training ground routine about this one. Looking for the back post, looking for Lovren.
Takes two Argentinians out.
I think he definitely clattered one at the back of the head. Yeah, that looks like he's clash of heads there with Otamendi. Just barely tipped him, I'd say. I don't think there's much in there.
Welcome back, Chris.
Hi, Chris. How are we?
Is he frozen?
He can't be frozen.
Or is he joking? He's joking. No, he's gone again.
Oh, he's frozen. I
thought he was on a wind up there for a sec.
Yeah, he's just well settled in there, wasn't he? It was a proper image. Yeah, I think the only talk I've seen about Gvardiol in the last year has been Chelsea. It's always been Chelsea related. I've never seen anything pushing him towards anyone else. And I think he's probably exactly what Chelsea need long term as well. But we'll wait and see. I mean, the thing is, he won't be cheap, that's for sure. That's poor cross.
That's poor.
So Soma, left back. But again, it's just like we're nearly 20 minutes in now, and they haven't figured each other out yet. It's they're still trying to figure each other out.
It's a feeling out process, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. I know what you mean about Joel Matip, but the thing is, he's got to move next summer. We're not going to be signing a centre back next summer. not with the kind of spending that would be needed to get someone like him. Not coupled with the rest of the money that we've got to invest elsewhere in the squad. So it's just not a hope in hell he's going to be coming to Liverpool. No chance. Not saying he's not a good player. I think he's a very, very good player. They were saying in RT before the start of the game that Gvardiol is probably the young player of the tournament. And I wouldn't argue with it. He's the best young player I've seen in the tournament, I think. I can't think of too many more who'd be ahead of him. Evening, Dart. How are you doing, bud?
Young player of the tournament?
Oh, Gvardiol, I think so, definitely. He's only 20,
I think
21.
Bellingham would have to be in with a shout as well, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would, but you could be talking about Gvardiol going to a final and having Alvarez next to him. So, you take these into account. There's always got to be something with this. But look at it; it's literally almost like a 4-4-2 diamond, isn't it? Because Brozovic definitely is your sitting midfielder, and it's the same. They're literally playing each other. Paredes.
Paredes, yeah.
Does exactly the same for Argentina. Yeah. Guardian article about the rebirth of Harry Maguire. Always said Harry Maguire is a good defender when the game is in front of him, and you don't want him playing a high line. He's a good defender. He's not a great defender. It's not his fault. His price tag is ridiculous. But
wasn't he in a back five at Leicester as well?
No, it was a 4-4-2 at Leicester, but it was a 4-4-2 that sat in and sat deep, and their whole shtick was playing on the counter, and he's always got a good 40-50 yard pass on him. So if you want to play a ball over the top to Jamie Vardy to run onto, or James Maddison to create something, he always had that in his locker. He was always good with that. But in all of the time he was at Leicester, he was never asked to play in the high line. Never.
Yeah.
And if the game's in front of him and he's in the mid block, really good defender. Not his fault the price tag was what it was. But with how United want to play now, wrong player.
I think Ten Hag came out today and said that he won't be going anywhere in January anyway. So
no, he's getting
there was a lot of talk of him going last summer, but he won't be going anywhere. He said.
No, I don't know. They have to bring in a striker for sure, but they've got a 500 grand a week hole in their well, not a hole, but they've literally just looked down the side of the back of the sofa, unless they've turned around and is Messi unlucky, almost got him in. But
I'd say another 4 or 5 yards in, and he's taking that shot himself.
And he's definitely been fouled there. How has he not been fouled there? That's twice they've had hacks at him, and the refs just. This is kind of like the refereeing standard now that you had in the game against between France and England.
I'll see your man.
Let certain things go, and then he'll blow up something silly like he just did there.
Well, your man from the Argentina Holland game's been sent home, hasn't
he? Yeah, yes, rightly so as well.
Mm.
Oh, the Argentina Holland.
Yeah.
Has he been sent home? Has he? I didn't know. Emmet was asking about that earlier, right?
Yeah, apparently he's been told he's no longer required for the rest of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised because he was shocking. He was shocking in that game.
Yeah, Argentina more like a 4-2-2. Yeah, it is narrow. Both sides are playing narrow, but the width from both sides is coming from the fullbacks.
Argentinians are starting to throw themselves around. I think McAllister went over fairly easy there on the edge of the box. You can see what they're trying to do.
I think, do you know what Ava was saying there? he was chatting with Darren. He's enjoyed the games. It's been one of the most entertaining for years. I assume one of the most entertaining World Cups. I don't know about entertaining, but I think it's
interesting.
It suits the UK and Ireland time slots, and unlike the next World Cup, which is going to be in the middle of the night, it suits the UK and Ireland and European TV audience having the World Cup in the Middle East the way it has this time. It just suits, but I don't think. I mean, for me, the most entertaining World Cup I can remember for years is Germany in 2006.
Yeah, that was a good World Cup.
Yeah, that was just really, really good all over. But
I always remember '98 quite fondly.
I think '98 had better stars. Yeah, better. But I don't think. I think this World Cup has shown one thing: is it's a step down to Champions League football. It's lovely ball in around the back, tries to get it across, no one there to meet it. He did well to get the ball across. And Molina was attacking again. He's bombing on.
Bar the Portugal-Switzerland game and the Costa Rica Spain game, there's been no real kind of thumping.
That's what it. England, Iran. England absolutely.
16,
shot from outside the box. Keeper saved it, but spills it, pushes it wide. That was right foot from Messi, I think. Back to Otamendi, and he just went straight through his legs. Class. Best defender at the World Cup, they said. Bless him. The one thing I haven't seen is Enzo Fernandez at all.
He's trying to get his Liverpool price tag down.
Well,
Klopp had a word. Have a stinker, lad. Get you in early.
Do you see us signing both?
No. As I messaged you saying in other news, I was about to pick up my Lamborghini, so that's unlikely. I think it is. I can see us being interested in if Bellingham fell through, because they want to add somebody with a bit of star power, but I'm not convinced we're signed to. That's a lot of money. I just don't see Liverpool shelling 200 million out.
I don't think he's worth 100 million any way, shape, or form. He's just not. He's a 40 to 50 million pound player at best, and I think that's a fair offer for him. For someone that they bought for 10 million, they can have a buyout clause all they like. As Kovacic again, and he's getting kicked to death, and the referee's playing advantage. Where's the advantage, ref? And there's another foul. And the cards are going to stay in the pocket as usual.
Messi had the first nibble at him.
No, that was Tagliafico. Jumped straight in.
No, and Kovacic, as he started his run, Messi had the first nibble on him.
And there's Enzo Fernandez with the shot from outside the box on his right foot. It was going wide. Keeper didn't have to. I think it was probably going off the post.
Yeah.
But I think I might be wrong. I mean, Benfica paid 10 million for him. They always put silly buyout clauses on every player at the start of a contract just to ward off, or almost a case of, look, if someone is stupid enough to pay 100 million for this kid, good luck. You can have him. But I think there's probably a deal to be done at 50 million for him.
But not to the Premier League, though.
No, I think it's Real Madrid. Although I think Liverpool have to sign at least 2 quality centre midfielders.
Yeah.
And that's a minimum.
Yeah,
that doesn't include having to bring someone in January either. Lovely.
There's
ball
a ball
right across the middle. That's a ball.
That's Modric back clearing it.
Yeah. And I think that was Perisic as well. Modric clearing it. And I think it was Perisic that followed it out and went out for a throw off him. There's Paredes looking for McAllister. Messi's just drifting in, looking to offer angles, but turned his back on it now. Tagliafico looking for McAllister again. Ball inside, that's just a bit too much on it. You wonder how many of these Argentinian players are going to get picked up on the back of this World Cup, because look, they have been good. You know, Enzo Fernandez has been very good, but there's no one in their right mind going to lump 100 million sterling on someone on the strength of half a good season at Benfica and so far 5 good games in a World Cup. It's just never in a million years going to happen.
You wouldn't have thought so.
I just, even if, I mean, you think no transfer fee is paid up front, but even if you're to structure a deal like that for 2 players over the life of their contracts, there's Pavlic. Oh, here's Brozovic on the ball. Lovely play by Croatia again. And it's nicked off. Fernandez, Emi Martinez kept it in and has gone out for a throw. Paredes, yeah, he's out of it completely. They're playing around him. He's not very good at the best of times. I don't know if he's still at PSG, but even when he was at PSG, he was poor. They paid something like 40-odd million for him, and he was just absolute.
Juventus.
He was overpaid. Oh, they overpaid for it. So I don't know if they might, if he's still there.
He's at Juventus.
Is it Juventus now? I knew they were. Oh, that's a whole basket case of a problem as it is. I tell you, I think Croatia have probably been the better side so far for me.
Yeah, no, they have, yeah.
You know, without being creative in the final third. But that's good play.
I was going to say, this is where they need to be careful.
Yeah. That's lovely play. Modric just nutmegged his counterpart. Boy, look at Perisic. Look how much space Perisic has. You don't know what he's going to do. Right foot, left foot. Dinks it. Ooh, goal kick.
I thought it came off a defender.
Yeah, I thought
same
it was
here.
corner. Just have a look.
It's definitely a deflection.
Yeah, cuts back in on his right foot, his weaker foot. Yeah, that's definitely a deflection there. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we're doing the ref a disservice. Give him credit where it's due.
That would be like you, Kev.
Oh, it's a lovely ball over the top.
Alvarez. Penalty. No.
I tell you what.
Oh, he's giving a pen. He's giving a pen. And a yellow.
That can't be a yellow card. Cannot be a yellow card. That's a red or nothing.
Oh, just so you know, Argentina just kicked off.
I think it's because it's the keeper though, Kev, isn't it? It can't be a red and a penalty. Oh,
his last man.
Yeah,
and he's in on goal. The ball wasn't going away from goal.
I think it's the double jeopardy, isn't it? They won't send a keeper and give a red. They won't give a red and a penalty.
Yeah,
double
you can't.
Jeopardy. Yeah,
double jeopardy, you can't. Yeah.
It's Mateo Kovacic has been booked.
Well, that was because of his mouth.
Let's have a look. Ball over the top. I think it's McAllister.
Man,
Lovren got around on the cover. So, what the hell is the keeper meant to do there? He didn't try to make himself bigger. He's not obliged to get out of the way. What's he supposed to do? Chris, have you seen it, Chris?
Yeah, it's coming up now. The kickoff of the Holland game.
Well, the penalty's got to stand. Messi's standing up to take it.
It is more Alvarez running into the keeper, but is it because he gets to the ball first? Maybe I'd say.
I know, but
I think because he gets the
you're
ball
right.
first.
Where's the keeper supposed to go? Like you can't disappear.
I've got to be honest. If you're a Liverpool fan and that wasn't given,
Yeah,
you'd be
yeah.
fucking raging. So,
but I mean,
but
you can't
can't send him off because they won't say off
No.
double jeopardy, and they class it as well. He is trying to.
He's genuinely trying to play the ball.
Yeah. The only time you get sent off these days is if it's reckless, like you're 2 foot lunging.
Craig,
I
agree with what Craig is saying there.
Yeah, but I think
he ran into the keeper.
That's what he's been given as a penalty for years.
Messi steps up, takes it high and in. What a pen.
Oh, don't spoil it for me. He's just about to take it.
Well, I'm on 33, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where are you?
I'm on 33, so I'm only 30 seconds behind, to be fair.
All right, okay.
Which for me is actually really good.
Megan,
we're about 3 minutes behind.
Yeah, it is a brilliant pen. And that's exactly what I think the game needed.
Do you know what, though? I still never fancy Messi on penalties, you know. I've got it in my head that he misses loads.
Thing.
No, I think, maybe it's a Salah thing as well. It's got to be head that he misses loads. That's a cracking pen.
Keeper went the right way, but it was just too high.
I think even if he gets his hand to that, that's still going in.
That height and powers, you never get that. So no. Against the run of play, that though, you would say.
Oh yeah, it was against the run of play. But this is what the game needed. Needed a goal, and ideally Argentina to score it, because it'll force Croatia to come and have to do something now. And they're more than capable of doing it.
We've seen it. I think it could be like the Brazil game, though. They'll go in. I get the impression with Croatia, 1-0, they don't panic. They just go, get it to the last 10, 15, then we'll go. I think that's what they'll play for. So I don't think actually it changes that much in the way they'll play.
I don't think they'll go gung ho now.
If it gets 2-0 Argentina, I think then you'll see a real change in the way they play.
Yeah. Milan, it is a new ball for the semi-final and final.
All right, okay. Got to make that money somehow, I suppose.
We're kicked off, and Croatia.
I would imagine. So Milan is saying there with the old ball, they weren't shooting high. I would imagine it's an identical ball, just paint-wise, it's different. I wouldn't imagine it's a completely different makeup of ball.
But I think you look at the last lot of penalty shootouts that we've seen, and some of the misses. A lot of them have been missed because of the height. You know, most of the saves the keepers have made, they haven't been exceptional saves. They've just gone the right way. And because, back to Lovren, back to the keeper. Yeah, because of the height of the penalty, it's given the keeper way too much of a chance. That penalty there for Messi he had absolutely no chance.
And of course, they had to get a new ball because Harry Kane kicked the other one away, didn't he? So
he did kick it away.
So it hit my house.
Yeah. And apparently talks are ongoing at the minute for a future Domino's Pizza advert.
Well, it did Gareth no harm, did it?
Did Gareth no harm, and apparently Chris Waddle and Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, he had a paper bag, and they take it off, and Stuart goes, don't worry, Gareth, it only took me a few years to get over it. And Chris Waddle just sits there next to him. I was thinking, his was the worst one, Chris Waddle's.
Oh yeah, that's why I said I looked at it. I see a penalty like that now, and I just see he waddled it.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking.
I'm lucky. Argentina got to sit and play in the counter now. It's Messi on the ball, back from Soma, back to the keeper. But you can already see Croatia are more advanced. Their fullbacks, their two fullbacks, tending to be beyond the halfway line in that last, looking to get forward again. Kovac touched the road. Craig's asking, how's the new Liverpool signing?
He's absolute shit. So he's perfect for us. It's absolutely perfect. He's getting bypassed all the time.
Well, he's on the pitch. He's fit, so.
But he's getting bypassed though, so he's perfect. For the
he's had the one shot already. That was about it. But he's not sitting. He's more playing a traditional advanced centre mid role. But I think he'll tuck in now. Is Kovacic again looking for Pasovic? Back to Dejan Lovren. Out to Jovanovic. And out for a corner.
We had one of those before as well, didn't we? Jovanovic.
Yeah. I don't think it's Jovanovic. I just call him Jovanovic. Let me just double check.
Do you know when he knocked himself out? trying to head the ball, just headed the floor. You're thinking, oh, he looked all right against Arsenal, and he was
Juranovic.
Horrific, whoever he was. Same day as Joe Cole made his debut, got sent off. The right was on the wall for both of them, wasn't he? Like, oh my lord.
Milan is Serbian, and there's no love lost between their near neighbours. Yeah, well, I get that. But sorry, they are losing. That they were better even with Lovren. They are the better side. Wow. But here come Argentina again. Enzo Fernandez looking to bring it on. Julian Alvarez.
That is brain fart at the back.
Gavardio was just out of it completely, and Dexy didn't know which way. I did 2 or 3 nibbles at him to get it, and
Dexy don't know which way. Who'd have thunk it?
Just literally put your head down and run at the defense, and they.
I haven't seen the goal. I was watching it now.
It's Oshin. You're dead right, mate. Massive moment. This massive moment in the tie. But Julian Alvarez.
It's Keystone Cop stuff, that, isn't it?
It's all the way from a corner.
Who's 26? When you see look at the legs on 26 here. Look at him go. They're in the middle of the park. Is that Alvarez? No.
I'll tell you now.
No. It's that run.
26 is Molina. Yeah, that'll stand as well. They're looking to see if there was any kind of an accidental handball, but there isn't. But yeah, Sosa couldn't get it, just flapped at it. Couldn't get a good enough connection on it. And at 2-0, it's all up to Croatia now. Croatia have got they've got it all to do.
Let's not forget now that they were 2-0 up against Holland as well.
Oh, yeah. True. Very true. But the difference is the Dutch
that's just wishful thinking now on my behalf here.
Yeah, the Dutch had a more aggressive forward line capable of getting 2 goals.
Yeah. That's poor.
Yeah. Croatia need a reset here. They need to rethink how they're going to do this, because they could get pulled apart here. That was a very easy counter-attack.
This could easily turn to Switzerland, Portugal very quickly.
Yeah, here's Messi looking for the ball on the outside. Is that Tagliafico? No, it's Enzo Fernandez. Ball out to McAllister, looking for the shot's going out for a corner. No, you're not getting a penalty for that. Will you stop?
His arms are down by his side. They need to be very careful here. If they concede a third before half time, it'll be a complete disaster. You get in at 2-0 and regroup.
Yeah.
I'd say. I think he put his arm down.
I think his arm is right down by his side, but I think he stuck his arse out to make sure, I think they'll have a look at it. Which one was that, MC? The counter attack, 100% it was. You're not you shouldn't get a penalty for that. His arm was down by his side. I mean, short of chopping it off, there's not an awful lot he can do with that. Yeah, it was a massive guy. It would have been a seriously brave decision from the ref to give it, but look, he's not gonna. Corner's coming in.
Oh!
And it's what a save!
What a save! What a save!
Oh, that's from Julian Alvarez, a header from the near post.
She's lucky he didn't come off the defender.
It's either Alvarez or McAllister. I think Alvarez might have nicked it.
Oh, McAllister.
No, it was McAllister. And it nearly went in off the Croatian defender, number 12, and just went straight out for another corner from Messi. They're waiting for Messi to go around, and this will be an in-swinger now.
He didn't have a swing at it. He literally hit his standing leg. If he had it, taking a swipe at it, that's going anywhere.
Yeah. Look, I think Messi's going to look to take this short. Nah, he's going to whip it in there. Rightly so. You're 2-0 up. You're in the ascendancy. You can kill the game by halftime. comes in, and the keeper gets a good fist to it. Modric knocks it out for a throw-in. Yeah, Oshin, yeah, could have snuck in off Juranovic for sure. But 2 minutes plus injury time to halftime. Argentina are looking to finish this off now. And the thing is, you look at this Croatia side, even if they win the ball there on the counter, they don't have the pace.
No.
They don't have the pace to get in at even that Argentina centre back pairing. And Romero's quick enough. He's not lightning by any stretch of the imagination, but he's quick enough. There's Lovren on the ball. I mean, you'd love to see Croatia, for the sake of the game, get one back before halftime and be right up for. Yeah, that was close. Good pressing, but the Paul header back, and it's a throw in for Croatia, taken quickly for Sosa. Kovacic back to Gvardiol, and all the way back to the keeper. It's good pressing by DePaul. Well, who will they bring in, Milan? Croatia, Milan reckons Croatia will bring on 3 attackers at halftime, but who's on the bench to do it? And it's a long way to go. It's Kramaric out to Modric, shot. It's back out for Juranovic. Shot! Oh, what a save! Side netting. And he's given offside. But that was good. He's not offside, and that ball was out. I'd like to see that again, actually, but no, they won't show. 4 minutes injury time. Just gone into it now. Alvarez has been really lively. Another one really that proves that there is value in the transfer market for Man City. 16 million. What a bargain. And I think he was at River Plate at the same time as Enzo Fernandez was there as well. They both moved in the same window. And by all accounts, River Plate have a big sell-on clause on Enzo Fernandez. So something like 25%. All the way back to Emi Martinez. Juranovic wins it. And Croatia are desperate to try and get something before halftime, but the ball's back up to Messi, I think. It's Molina looking to take Sosa on and brings it back. Here's Messi again. Argentina lose it, but they're pressing and that was brilliant pressing from Messi to win it back. Not normally something you associate with him, but they know this is, you're 45 minutes away from a World Cup final. Julian Alvarez on the ball and wins a throw in. But linesman's given offside. 2 minutes to go. Yeah, Milan, I've seen that. Apparently, they're rating that one as the next kind of Vinicius Jr. And the thing is, Madrid paid, I think, 47 million for Vinicius Jr. at the time. It's a lovely take from Kramaric. Tucks inside, looks to go back out again, looking for Perisic to try to make space. Perisic with his left foot, and that's poor. That's poor. He needs to do better there. If you can't get a good cross in, just shifted out. That was poor. But yeah, the first one to have the bite of the cherry was Juranovic, and the second one was Sosa. Lovren and Guardiola were up the pitch for the corner, so they couldn't get back. But what I'm saying is, if you were looking at Vinicius Jr. now, having paid 47 million for him, you're laughing all the way to the bank, aren't you?
Is he going to book him here?
Martinez, for time wasting, I hope so. Unless we'll see in a minute if the banner came up. I hope he does. Nothing's came up, so I think he's just had a chat with him.
No, I think there might have been a second ball on the pitch or something in the goal.
Is that?
That's what they're saying here, that they didn't want him to take the goal kick. Well, that was still there, is what they said.
It's Kovacic on the ball, and he gives it away in such a bad area again. It's Messi on the ball now. Just looking for a quick 1-2 touch. Oh, and he's on the ball again, man. And he's just won a free kick right on.
I'd say half time.
Right in line with the penalty box, but gone out for half time. But that's the skill. That's the skill of the man. He just sucks you in, and you overcommit. Halftime 2-0. Messi on 34 minutes with the penalty, and Alvarez in 39. 5 minutes that rock Croatia massively. They're in massive trouble. Massive trouble. O'Sheen is saying there, Conrad Leimer, verbal agreement with Bayern Munich. No surprise. No, it's no real surprise. It's what Bayern Munich do, isn't it? In the German market especially. Players will do their grounding at the mid-level clubs. And if you're good enough, you'll get a nod from Bayern and they'll take you on a free. It's a great business model. It works for them. For all of Croatia's played, they haven't really tested the keeper. They haven't got a striker. Yeah, Kramaric is their main man. And if he ain't doing it, you're looking at probably Perisic, providing some kind of flash brilliance. And credit where it's due. Argentina have policed them really well. They've defended really well, kept their shape, and countered at pace. Been really good and effective on the counter. Oh, man. Long day. St. Paul saying it was not a pen. I agree with you. I don't know what the hell the keeper's supposed to do there. I really don't. It's just one of those that, as Chris said when it happened, 99 times out of 100, the referee is going to make that decision in favor of the attacking player. Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to say that it's rigged for Messi to get his World Cup final. They've been clinical with their goal. Croatia have just been toothless in front of the goal. The referee can't affect that, Yeah, Zedza here saying their set play looks their best chance to get back into it. But the thing is, Croatia get one, they could get two. All it needs is a spark. We've seen that with the Dutch. They looked out and dead and buried, and all it took was one flash, a flashpoint in the game that inspired them. And up until the goal, Croatia were the better side. The goal came against the run of play,
Definitely did.
Yeah.
I think that's twice now. I think last week we were watching and we said that if anybody looks more likely to score, it's I think it was the Dutch, wasn't it? We said the Dutch most likely to score, and then Argentina went to score. We're after doing it again this week.
Yeah, I mean, I seen all the commentary after the game saying how Argentina dominated the game and what have you. I looked at it and thought the Dutch and the Argentinians, they were both like pretty ineffective, and neither of them were doing anything. I thought they were both poor, but that flashpoint changed the whole atmosphere. Everything changed around it. Someone's got a phone next to them, and it's like buzzing right in my ears, doing my nut.
It's probably
normally me.
No, I think it's me.
You.
It's me for a change.
Hey.
For once, it's not you, Kev.
I know, it's usually me. It's usually me. St. Paul apparently, and the lads are right in what they were saying. It's not going to be given as a red card because the keeper made a genuine attempt to play the ball, for one. And Lovren got around, I think it was Lovren, but Lovren got around on the cover to clear it. So he wasn't the last man. It was just, look, I thought it was really harsh on the keeper because I thought he had absolutely nowhere to go. There was nothing he could do. Just seen the new Nivea for Men advert, by the way. Have you seen it? Have either of you seen it? Thiago doing.
Oh, sorry, I've seen it. Yeah.
Do you know the Adam Lallana one?
Yeah, I know the one you mean.
Yeah, Thiago Alcantara doing it now. Lovely looking human being. Just is. What can you do?
I'm just reading a tweet from earlier here, and it says that the bringing in of Bellingham and Enzo Fernandez will have an awful lot to do with Naby Keita's future at the club.
Oh, I said that to you. So so what we're going to know is he going
I'm going to go on mute because I was on with Gav for a good while last night, and you guys have a good chat about it. You guys in the chat have a natter about the January, what you hope to see, and the summer and what you need to see. Back in 2 weeks.
I think I said on Sunday. I said on Sunday that I think we'll see some sort of a pre-agreement in January. There'll be some sort of movement, I think, on the Bellingham thing. But I do think we need to bring in somebody in January. This talk now of Enzo Fernandez deal in principle. I don't know. I'm kind of on your side on that one, Chris. I don't see them spending 200 million, if that's what the prices are going to be. 200 million in one window on two midfielders.
I don't. I'd like him to. We'd all like him to. But
But unfortunately, like they have done it. I suppose they did it with Van Dijk in January and Alisson in the summer.
Yeah, but I suppose if you nitpicking them, they did have money burn in the hole in the pocket from other sales, which helps. So I'm a bit like that. I'm just. But
apparently they're sitting on 300 million for transfers that we should be using. So
yeah, I genuinely don't. You don't know what to believe, but then you don't know. Is this because the deal's further down than we think? I don't know.
I don't think Bellingham goes for near the 150. Everybody is.
I think the deal's already agreed for Bellingham. I just don't think they want it announced. I agree with Gavin that. I think that's already been done. They just don't want it. They just don't want people shouting about it because they want to get the replacements lined up, and But also, if you're other clubs though, you must also be going like, yeah, but we know you're going to get at least 100 for Bellingham. So clubs kind of know they've got at least 100, and close to 100 million burn the whole.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who he goes to; he's going for that in and around that ballpark. I
would have thought so. As for Naby Keita, I just feel like it's been a done deal for a while that he's leaving. I just don't think he's going in January because, and if I'm Naby Keita, I'm going. Well, they don't want me, so I'll go in the summer. Get us, and then
he's definitely pulling a Genie and a Emre Can. Do you know what I mean? He's like go for free and get a massive signing on bonus.
Which is
fine. They're not paying a transfer fee.
But also at the same time, I don't blame the player because it's a nice play. We've left ourselves in that position, so it's up to him to choose that. If he wants to choose that, that's good for him. So I'm not really that worried. I'm not worried. It would have been nice if he's not staying, then he goes now. But we've left ourselves in that position, so we do need to do at least one in I mean, I think you need to do 2 in January. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think with the news that's gone on now, I think you need to bring whoever you were looking attacker wise to bring in the summer. I think you need to try and bring it forward. Yeah, a bit like we were forced to do with Diaz because somebody else showed interest. I think we need to do that because even with we know Jota and Diaz are coming back March time, but they've got to how long they take to get up to fitness. And on the quiet now, Jota's had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, and similar injuries, calves all the time.
Calf injuries. He's done his ankle. It seems to be a different injury every time. I feel like Diaz ones have just been a bit unlucky because I think I saw I can't remember the social media account now, but they do a lot of they do like tweets on this type of injury from the pictures. This looks like it'd be this thing, that injury. And basically the Diaz one, he did his MCL. He said that which didn't require surgery. He said that's normal for what it was. He said, but the injury to Crow now is the other side of his knee. Yeah, you can't say it's the same thing because it's literally
medial,
it's the same
medial first time, lateral this time.
It's a different ligament, so it sounds like he's been unfortunate that he's got caught in training. And unfortunately, when it rains, it pours. Unfortunately, always seems to be with Liverpool when we get injuries, they're all in the same position. Which is really
I just think I know that there's talk of Bobby signing an extension.
Apparently
you'd have to bear in mind that he's probably signing an extension with a view to him of playing slightly different role. I think he's gonna play more so in like a 10 or something like that. So if you do foresee or if we have earmarked somebody that's gonna be his long-term replacement, do they try and fast track it like you said, like they did with Diaz last year for Mane?
If it's worth doing it. But the thing is, apparently David Lynch has been on the Blood Red podcast. I haven't seen it yet, and it said he'd be highly surprised if Firmino signs a contract in the summer. He thinks he's gone. He thinks it's a lot of talk. It's not actually as close as thing. And David Lynch doesn't really do a lot of transfer chat, really. So, but if that's the case, then you're looking at in the summer needing 3 midfielders and 2 forwards. So it's getting bigger and bigger every time.
Yeah.
Which is why maybe extending for a year made sense, just to be a bit of a bridge.
I think O'Shea is right there. We were saying that the other night as well, that before we do anything in January, I think we have to sign a midfielder.
Yeah.
Before we even consider a forward.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. But
I've had my say on it last night. I think we need a forward and a centre mid. So in January, as a minimum. And that's just standing still. Because Diaz and Jota should be back in March, maybe. That's assuming that they hit the ground running when they come back and they don't have a relapse. And then you're talking April, like Konate did when he came back. By April, your season's over. It's done. And you're asking 3 forwards at the club to do all that heavy lifting between the end of December and into April? Nah, sorry. We're 7 points behind now with a game in hand. But it's points in the bag, not games in hand.
Plus, we can't. Our game in hand's Chelsea. It's not like it's a gimme.
Yeah.
The way we've been playing this season, there is no such thing as a gimme. I mean, we're 7 points
Definitely
off fourth for a reason. We're absolutely atrocious this season. I don't think we've played well in any game other than Bournemouth, really, where you've looked at it and gone, yeah, that was quality. The rest of it is, we've been picking up points and we've got wins and what have you, but I don't think we've looked effective in any game. And I don't buy into this nonsense that people are saving themselves for the World Cup. I just think that it's too often that we've been too disjointed, too not been compact enough, not been aggressive enough. Maybe that's just like age and mileage on legs. Fabinho is 29, but he's got a lot of mileage in those legs for a 29-year-old. And the same can be said for some of the front players. Darwin's learning his trade in the Premier League. Luis Diaz, good lively start, but the injury couldn't have come at a worse time, and then this different injury, horrible.
Yeah, a few saying, do we think the physio team needs upgraded? We don't know. The thing is with these injuries, you don't know which is avoidable and which ones are. Yeah, I see the anger on social media. It's this, it's
Injuries
this physio, it's that
apparently.
physio. We don't know what they're rushing about. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We know we've got a lot of them, but
Apparently,
is
it's a
that because-
completely different injury. It's a completely different part of the knee. It's not affected. The one doesn't relate to the other. They are completely different injuries.
Yeah.
One
John's saying
isn't related to the other. It's just
John's asking,
unfortunate.
how do we look against Leon? First off, we looked all right. We were pretty dominant, just very wasteful. Salah missed a penalty, it's a piss poor penalty. And then Robertson and Kelleher just run into each other, and the guy gets a tap in. Second half, it was just pretty average, lackluster. But again, it was like we ended up doing 11 changes by the end of the game. So there's loads of kids, plus Phillips and Naby Keita.
The thing is, Leon did 8 changes, and
I mean, they
when
scored
they brought
right
their-
after all the changes, didn't they?
when they brought their kids on, they were in a dominant position. It was,
Said that it's probably their kids are better than ours. That's what happened.
well, they're different. The thing is, their kids are their squad players. They're not like their under 90s. Well, Orsic is coming on, which is a good change, a really attacking change. Sosa and Pasalic are going off, so it's a left back and a second striker going off. Orsic and Vlasic coming on. Vlasic, he's the guy that was is he at West Ham or Everton? Vlasic.
I think he's now at West Ham. I think he's
Yeah,
at West Ham. He was at Everton a couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah.
He's at Torino, and
Well, we're on the go. We've kicked off.
I've not
Chris,
kicked off yet.
You're not kicked off yet. Okay, I'm going to pause it. I'm on 45:06.
Okay, I'll shout you when I'm on. Yeah. Emmet will just say, "Fuck his."
I'm on 45:17.
Yeah. Emmett's like, "Fuck his." I'm not pausing this.
Well, when you get to 45:06, Chris, let me know, and then Chris will tell Emmet when he's at 45:17.
Okay, but then in a minute, Messi's just playing with his bollocks at the moment. Checking them over there.
So we're demonetized again. That's Chris.
Yeah, that's all right. We've been demonetized for ages, mate. 45. What was it? 06. Go.
Okay. Another thing as well, we're streaming on Twitch now as well as YouTube.
45:17. Don't forget 45:17.
15,
Go.
16, 17. Go.
Go. Yeah.
Christ, I think I'm ahead. Woohoo!
Yeah.
2 seconds ahead yet.
Yeah, it'll never last.
Yeah, probably not. Not with my internet.
But yeah, we're obviously on YouTube, but if you have Twitch or your kids have Twitch, and just subscribe to the channel, and when you see it, you can watch via that. It's easy. Do you know what the handy thing with Twitch is? It'll be on every games console. So for people who have access to a games console and maybe don't have YouTube on it or whatever, it's just another option for anyone who wants to watch via that platform. Yeah, it's going to be I think either or. It's not going to be one or the other. But is Vlasic, that's surely a foul.
Ooh.
Yeah. The foul on the edge of the box. Nice distance, actually. This is a really good angle, I think, for Perisic. It's a foul by McAllister, was it?
Otamendi.
But this would be a really good start to the second half. Modric is standing over. It's probably not going to go direct, but the one thing I suppose you got to look at with Croatia, they are physically a big tall side. So they will be able to, and Modric hopefully has a bit of quality that he can put in. So we'll see.
They need to make the most of these.
They do, yeah.
Fernandez trying to push Perisic offside.
Yeah.
Good tactic. Oh, that's a shit cross.
Oh, Jesus. Not with a keeper that big.
No.
Come on.
You have to go deeper. If you're going to do that, you have to go deeper. And it has to be one like for the header back across goal.
And he's a keeper who attacks.
Yeah. And he was looking for Lovren, which is the right way. I mean, Lovren, we've seen it with Lovren's capable of getting on the end of crosses like that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was too deep. But they have no choice. They have to go for it. They have to give it a right lash now. Oh, going long here, looking for Perisic. I think Perisic has slipped into right back to left back. Tom Boland, Twitch. I usually have one in the morning after a few pints. Yeah, and we'll swiftly move along. You'd be amazed how many kids live and watch Twitch, man. Just absolutely love watching
people
streamers.
making a fortune from streaming on Twitch.
Oh God, yeah. Well,
Perhaps we should
they're
start
making a fortune, but I think they're making a living.
Perhaps we should start that, Kev. You, me on Twitch. What could go wrong?
A lot. Could probably get sued.
Well, you are very
Shot from distance.
You are very controversial.
One of the Argentinians is down and stayed down. He's having a good old rest there. Ball into the keeper. Well, he's down and he's holding the back of his head. The referee didn't stop it. I don't see it was McAllister. Yeah, he's just got a little clip in the back of the head while he was going down, but there's nothing serious in it. This is the dirty tricks, the dark arts, they call it. Avo, the reason you gotta link a legitimate email account to it, and when you have to declare that you're over a certain age. That's all it is. It's pretty straightforward. It's really easy to do. It's not the first time. I've watched Croatia a few times now, and you're seeing a lot of the same heads in the crowd. So fair play to him for sticking out all the way. Pektovic is coming on for Brozovic. At least they're giving themselves the best chance. Yeah, as unfortunately Jonathan could be right, is with Brozovic gone off, that's their security blanket gone. So if Argentina do get a counter going, you're straight in on Lovren and Garvino. He needs someone closer to him, doesn't he? It's a nice idea.
Yeah.
Lovren on the ball. I wonder how long Argentina have to make before they make changes. The one thing with Argentina, I don't think they'll make. They don't need to make too many attacking changes.
When did the yellow cards? Did they get rid of the yellow cards after tonight, or were they reset after the last game? Or
I think they'll reset after the semis. So the only way you can miss a final now is if you get a red.
Yeah,
I'm pretty certain.
I was just going to say you might see them maybe take somebody off that's on a yellow.
It was Enzo Fernandez on the counter, and he was just caught by.
He's definitely not worth 100 million.
No, God, no pace at all, no legs. Running in straight lines, just nah. Modric looking out wide. Back to Petra. They're just clipped. They're tidying up a lot, and they're really tidying up a lot. Yeah, they did. These are the kind of changes they made when they were playing Brazil, and it was effective for them. But at least they're turning the ball up in the final third, which is good.
They're just running out of ideas when they get about 5 yards from the 18-yard box.
Ooh. That's low. Oh, that's so unlucky. So unlucky. Just needed that one touch. It's Vlasic, nice turn. And Martinez comes and cleans it up.
And straight down onto the floor.
You wonder if they get one. If they get one, anything could happen, They're throwing everything at it. Yeah, but Milan, even if you're going direct, you don't have to go route one. You know, you can as long as you can get quality crosses from wide, or be able to get crosses in from a good position. This Argentina centre back pairing, they ain't exactly, you know, they're not brilliant. They can be got at. If anything, credit to them, their midfield has been pretty good.
Apart from Fernandez. We'll keep spinning that story just in case it works for us. I'll reverse jinx Kev. Do you reckon it'll work?
Try anything, mate. 53 minutes gone. Croatia desperately need to get a goal. It's just to give themselves that bit of confidence, that boost to keep going. Like, you know, the longer this stays at 2-0, the more desperate they become, the more open they become. And you look at him, Messi just walking around waiting, you know that he's going to burst into life if he gets half a chance. There's Perisic on the ball. Yeah. Back to Gavardio. They're playing too much in the middle.
Yeah.
Space is wide.
Get it wider. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good ball by Lovren, just overhit, but it was the right idea. It was the right idea, just overhit the ball. Is the ball, and he lost it again. They're giving the ball away too much. You know, they're inviting this pressure on.
They did this against the Dutch as well.
Yeah, and the frustration built against the Dutch as well. But in fairness, the Croats are being a bit too nice about it. There isn't that nasty streak in it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Milan there, saying the Argentina bench is great when you look at the names, but when they come on, the drop-off is right there for everyone to see. And it is the likes of Angel Di Maria and Lautaro Martinez just ain't it, you know? And Lautaro Martinez is a guy who's...
Alvarez is after doing something to himself there.
Doesn't look happy, does he?
No.
Yeah, he's holding his knee, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, someone is holding his knee. He's going on the bursting run here now. He's in one-on-one with Lovren. Straight through the middle, Enzo Fernandez, and he's just stuttered and he's...
Messi.
Is McAllister? So McAllister, that's Messi.
Messi.
There's Tagliafico. And this is what they need just to relieve the pressure.
Toyed around with various camera formats over the years. Their flagship.
There's DePaul out to Molina. He's been really good again today, Molina. Gets up and down the line really well. Hey, Matt, how you doing, my man? Don't knock Lautaro. He scored the decisive pin in the last round. Yeah, that was it, though. After doing nothing else. Spot on. But I was listening to, what's his name? Phil Vickery. Or, is it Phil Vickery or Tim?
Tim Vickery.
Phil is the rugby player. I always mix them two up as well.
Yeah. But I was listening to an interview with him, and he was just talking about how his confidence is absolutely on the floor. Lautaro Martinez. And you could see in the way he plays, he just can't get a break. It's Messi.
Oh!
Save. Good save by the keeper.
The talk as well as though is that he's playing injured, isn't he?
Messi?
No, Lautaro Martinez. Apparently he's having painkiller injections in his ankle. He's been having it since the group stage.
Inter Milan. Is he still at Inter Milan?
Well, I think they knew about it. So I don't think they're best pleased.
No,
But I think it's one of those injuries where it's not one that you can play through the pain, but you think he's having to dull the pain, which is never
Stuff
good.
outside the box.
Have a bang.
Great block tackle that from Romero. That was brilliant.
They're
Here's
just
Luka
holding
Modric.
they're holding onto the ball just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you look at his 1, 2, 3, 4 in the
Four.
box.
Oh,
He can't turn.
he's no Vegas,
Knock
that
it.
fella, is he?
No, he's not. From Veghorst, at least you know what you're going to get with him. Cross comes in again.
Yeah.
Nobody there.
Good to see Darwin back in training today. Apparently he's going to play on Friday, isn't he?
He's back early, but the thing is, there's nothing wrong with his fitness. So
No, but they've said they expect him to play. I think Klopp has said he expects him to play Friday.
yeah,
And he said he obviously expects to be back in England training Sunday or Monday this week. So you would assume most of them are going to be.
yeah. Any of the players are just having a week off. They're just having a bloody week off. They don't have to come back in and.
I mean, some would say Trent's had
go
3 weeks
through
off already.
Yeah, but they don't have to come back in and have a pre-season again. You know, just because.
Most of the time, Trent's just had to get a suntan because he was never getting picked, was he?
No, he was never going to get picked, but he was.
I'll be honest. I was surprised Trippier played as little as he did. I thought Trippier would have got a bit more minutes than he did.
Because the only reason he did is because Luke Shaw had a good tournament.
But I actually thought of all the right backs that went to the tournament, he was the most in form.
Yeah, but I think they had it in their head that Kyle Walker was the one he was going to trust. And at left back, Luke Shaw didn't do anything wrong.
No, I mean, I still think England's best player outside of Bellingham was probably Stones.
Yeah, he had a good tournament.
I thought Stones actually had a really good tournament. He's one that, we have lambasted saying his defensive awareness isn't great, but I actually thought his balance between defence and still being an attacking option.
Oh, it's
really
getting tasty there.
Yeah, it was. I saw
Alvarez
that as
had a little nibble off Kovacic.
There's an hour gone. Still 2-0.
Oh,
Still no real needle yet. Still no real. Yeah, Matt, we're on 56, 57, 58, 59. We're smack on 60 minutes now.
I'm 3 seconds ahead of you. But with my internet, I'll be 30 seconds behind again in a minute, so don't worry.
That's all right.
And then post this show.
Owen Burke saying United surely signed Cody Gakpo. I think they're going to want someone a bit more ready-made than that, personally.
Yeah, G10 saying, we haven't talked about it. He said, whoever gets McAllister is going to be extremely happy with themselves. Quality play. Hasn't he just signed an extension with Brighton? Or they've exercised the option of an extension?
Yeah, I think it could be one of those extensions that maybe if the player and his agent have any common sense.
Yeah, if a Champions League club comes in for you, this is the thing. Bit like what Grealish did with Villa. They had an agreement, didn't they? That if you want to go City, we sign this contract that says it's 100 million, you can go.
Yeah. Well, Lisandro Martinez is coming on now for Paredes, so maybe Lisandro might drop into that holding mid role, or they could revert to a back five.
Because he played holding mid for Ajax, didn't he? So he can play both.
Yeah. But I think they'll go with the back five. I'd be surprised if they don't. Have what you hold. You know what you have, you hold. And he's
we don't need to really push for it or go for it until.
No. And you've got two willing runners in the wing backs that they have in Tagliafico and Molina. Tagliafico spent a lot of time with Martinez. Ball comes in. Martinez shot cleared. That's
the one you need to go
that's
in.
From Lovren, and it was that instant. You need that bit of luck for that one to go in. As Messi on the ball, looking for the back heel, didn't pay off. Juranovic clears up, and Croatia looking to get on the break. Kovacic, and it's cleared up again by McAllister. Back to Lisandro Martinez, and they have reverted to a back three. Tagliafico's the more attacking left wing back at the minute. And here he goes now. But yeah, Tagliafico played with Martinez at Ajax, so he'll know exactly what he's like having him inside him, so he'll be okay.
Really? But he scored the own goal, didn't he? In fact, when we beat Ajax away, in the behind closed doors game. Which was unfortunate because he actually had a really good game then. Tough defender, didn't it? A bit lucky that Argentina because that easy could have flew off the defender and gone in.
Yeah, that's the kind of luck you need, doesn't it? You need. Oh, you can't be doing that. It's running in straight lines. Here comes McAllister again, but they're not going to overcommit. Just playing in little triangles now with McAllister. He just stops it. It's a foul. I'd say Brighton are going to do well to keep hold of some of these players from this tournament,
Yeah, they are.
2 Ecuadorian lads have been exceptional.
Could be a busy summer for Brighton.
Ins and outs, yeah. I mean, they're already after losing the majority of their staff.
To Chelsea.
Yeah. And I don't think they'll want to lose any player to Chelsea whatsoever. But that's a hell of a stat there. Look, Argentina have 8 attempts, 6 on target. Croatia have had 6 attempts and nothing on target. 2-0.
Matt's asking, do Brighton have a team doctor? So do we now. We've got one.
We have a team doctor.
We've got a team doctor. I don't think he probably doesn't start till like summer or something.
But if we have a team doctor, how is Diaz getting injured again?
Well, that's the physio's fault. You just need to social media side. Now we've got a team doctor coming in soon. It's the physio's balls it up.
Yeah, look, I'm blaming Caroline. Because she isn't on the tour.
Yeah.
No, they're not getting that comfort food. That's what it is. She's not sneaking the Snickers bar. There's Modric back to him again. This will be Modric's last tournament.
Matt saying maybe Diaz reread Pet's book while doing his rehab. Oh no, it's happened again.
Arisic takes it in short. I have to get it across to Modric. Look at the space out wide. And Tagliafico gets it in, nicks it, and Alvarez is on his bike. Where's Messi? He's not interested. Looking for the cross to come all the way across. I think should be Molina. And Croatia just gathers it. Lovely skill by Modric.
Oh, lovely. Oh, where's the foul as well?
Ref gives a foul.
To book Alvarez now for his petulance.
And kicking the ball away.
Yeah. Should be booking that.
It is a foul. It's not.
No, for the petulance.
Yeah, the rest of it is, yeah.
That's what I mean, not the foul.
Yeah. But again, it looks like he's reffing this game with common sense when it comes to cards.
Unlike the guy who did the Holland game. I'm sure he had a bet on how many yellows can he get away with, and also how many fights can I start. I love that clip of us three where we all get excited when the fight started.
It was about the most exciting thing that happened in that 80 minutes, to be honest.
Go on, chin him. Go on.
Soft again.
It's just like a brick wall there, isn't it?
Yeah. They're so solid in that back five. And look, it's just a dive. The pole goes down. It was no reason for him to go down. But buys himself a free kick. Takes 30 seconds off the clock. Beckham in the crowd, Mr. Sports washing himself. You could say that. I couldn't possibly. Well, I could read it, but I couldn't possibly say it. Not with a straight face, anyway. There's COVID. He's had a good tournament.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's got to go back to Chelsea, and he's got to be Yeah, he's leggy. That's foul. And a
And plus,
booking.
Chelsea struggling for midfield options as well.
Yeah. That's booking for Romero. And the downside is for Croatia, they don't have anyone that can really run it in bar Orsic.
No.
It's a silly foul. You don't need to be doing it there, you know. But again, is it a booking, really? Maybe it's just a cumulative.
Yeah, it could be totting up.
Matt, in fairness, that was probably for me the moment of the tournament.
Oh, Virgil's bodying someone. That was the funniest thing.
Because
I've
I've never, ever seen Virgil lose his temper. And he lost his temper there.
There was so little gifs though about it. I was waiting to see loads of gifs of them bodied that fella rolling. Do you remember like the Neymar one when he
Neymar one, yeah. I think they'll come.
Surprised they're not by now, to be honest.
There's Molina, long throw in. One is Messi. He's on the go. Gavardio can't touch him there. Oh, stun him inside. Oh, lovely. Oh, wow.
Oh, what a
Alvarez
goal.
Second.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant by Messi.
Alvarez with second, but
that is game, set, and match.
Yeah, Gavardio just got too close.
I know seems right. That is a bargain for City, Alvarez.
Yeah. That's a great goal. When you see it again, you look how close Gavardio got, and he just got too tight, too aggressive. And Messi just like he goes there, he gets tight again, feels him, gone. And the presence of mind to be able to see Alvarez peeling off. Look at him there, it's just strength. Chops it back, goes again. Always on his left foot as well. You know, the ball is always there and Gavardio can't get a touch on it. It's just positions his body in such a way, it's brilliant. And Alvarez just tucks it away. It's such a good goal. He's such a good player, you know. He really, I mean, look.
Nutmeg them.
Yeah. Best player in the world. Best player of his generation. I don't like comparing players from different eras because football was different when Maradona played. But I've never seen anyone remotely close to Lionel Messi. Not for as long as he has been.
No,
yeah.
You know, when you look
that's
at
the
his
one
age,
thing. That's the one thing he has over Maradona.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Longevity. But again, like I go back to I remember watching Maradona and just like there's literally lads doing knee-high tackles and they're not even called as fouls. And he did it all on the cabbage patches. Like the pitches were nowhere near what they're like now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I don't think it's always going to be something that people will discuss. But maybe you should just enjoy them for what they were.
Yeah, that's the two centre backs now booked. Yeah, no, look, it's just one of those, isn't it, mate? It's like I remember watching the '86 World Cup and Maradona got hacked to death. He absolutely got hacked all over the place. But by '94, he was rattling when he walked. You know, and that's the problem with him. And no matter which way you look at it, for as brilliant as he was, you've got the other side of his game, the other issues. That
shooting a journalist with a pellet gun. Remember that?
He was a bit of a darce, but you know what?
He shot. I'm nearly sure he shot a journalist with a BB gun. Somebody was trying to take pictures of him at his house, and he shot him.
Well, Croatia made. I think it's probably. I don't know if they got one more change left. 20 minutes to go. Perisic on the ball. Going to be looking for one from here, but yeah. Don't think there's anything. Yeah, Emmet Martinez.
He's having a shot.
Yeah, of course, you may as well from there. You have to. In fairness, if that took a deflection, anything could happen. Yeah, that takes a deflection. The keeper is already sold. It's gone. But I mean, this is every which way you look at this. Even if it finishes 3-0 now, it's been a massive successful tournament for Croatia, getting to a semi-final. You know, backing up what they did in Russia 4 years ago. This is probably going to be the last hurrah for a fair few of their players. But you wonder what the next generation coming through is going to be like. You know, because as it stands at the minute, there's a few of them that are still there. I mean, Gvardiol is going to be around for a long time. Juranovic looks like he's going to be there for a while. But they desperately need that forward player, don't they? They need that striker to be able to hand their hat on to bail them out of tight games. Rodrigo de Paul's coming off for Palacios coming on. Yeah, Palacios coming on. We're making 2 changes. Julian Alvarez coming off as well.
Dybala getting a run. This is Dybala's first.
Yeah, I think this will be
World Cup, is it?
His first game that I can remember. I don't think he's played in this tournament yet. Yeah, saying he's not a bad option. In fairness, I don't think he's. The thing is with Dybala, he's an awful lot of hype. I think he's a good player, but I don't think for me, he comes into that category of what is he? He's not a 9. He's like a 9.5. You know, he's a second striker. He supports the big man. You put him next to a big man, he's a proper player. But I don't think he could lead the line on his own.
No.
"15 minutes ago, shot from distance, high, wide, and handsome." The desperation is starting to kick in now. Perisic is his own worst enemy there. Felt sweet in his left foot, but if that goes in, that's goal of the century today. More or less. Yeah, that'd be a crazy goal. But it looks like we could be heading towards the final that a lot of people want to see. You know, France, Argentina. I think France. How do you guys see tomorrow night going?
You would expect France to get through because I think unlike Spain, they've got more goals than Spain had in them, and I think defensively they're nowhere near as fragile as what Portugal was.
They probably have more pace in Mbappe than either Portugal or Spain had, I'd say.
And the other big thing for him is I think Morocco have got quite a lot of players out now, injury-wise. I think both centre-backs are... I'll be amazed if any of the 2 main centre-backs make it because I think they were struggling. So
Morocco haven't conceded a goal in the tournament. They haven't scored.
Yeah,
they conceded no goal.
So I don't think it'd be like a high scoring game. I think it'd be fairly close, but I still think France will just about do it. Which I mean, look, France Argentina, that's going to be a great final.
Yeah, There's Leandro Martinez. I think you could see Argentina revert back to that back 5 again. The mighty Reds of Canada scored against them.
Own goal, though. Doesn't count.
It's an own goal.
As I said, not a Canadian that scored.
Yeah.
It was a Moroccan who scored past them.
Perisic the ball into the box. Poor header by Martinez. But tidied up by Romero.
In England flag in the corner there. I wonder who they were cheering for.
They're going home disappointed again.
Definitely not Argentina anyway.
I think
It's a shame
Croatia.
it's turned out like this, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, I hope it doesn't get embarrassing in a way because Croatia haven't been poor. It's just Argentina have been really clinical. It's another poor effort from Orsic. He worked it well, but that needed to be put into that needed to be across. That just started high and just kept getting higher. Yeah, I've seen that G10. Apparently, the Bayern Munich are looking at the Croatia goalkeeper as a replacement. He's playing at Red Star, I think.
Yeah. Do you reckon anything will happen to Neuer in terms of disciplinaries? Because he must have breached his contract there.
He probably has, but it's Neuer and his Bayern, isn't it?
I think there's an awful lot of footballers do have extreme sports
I think
clauses.
I sort of feel like
in
it's
their
a stand,
contracts.
it's like a standard clause now. And until you retire, you can't do skiing, you can't ride a motorbike, all that sort of stuff because there's too high a risk that you'll get injured.
Yeah.
Which I can understand. I can understand from a club's perspective. If you pay
Who's
for
the
that
Swedish
much money.
lad that had, I think, when he was at Sunderland, he had a clause in his contract that made him agree that he wouldn't travel into space.
Larson.
Because it was
Seb Larson.
Seb Larson, maybe?
I'm gonna have to have a look it up.
I do remember that. 'Cause I feel like that came from one of Gav's quizzes.
There's Modric on the ball, and it's just deflection back to Emi Martinez. There's a deflection off Modric's face. Yeah, just rebounded back straight off his head.
Stefan Schwarz.
Stefan Schwarz.
Yeah, 1999 had dreams of flying into space. Sunderland chief executive John Fickling told BBC that Schwarz had bagged himself a spot on his first commercial flight to space at the time, and they obviously put it into his contract that he wasn't allowed to go. Yeah, meet the former Premier League star who had a no space travel clause, Stefan Schwarz. Yeah, dubbed the spaceman by the Black Cats fans.
Wasn't he at Arsenal before Sunderland? Stefan Schwarz.
Was he at
I think
Spurs?
so.
I think it was Arsenal. There's Modric ball out wide looking for Perisic, cuts out well. Again,
It is a mad one, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, he was at Arsenal. So Malmo, Benfica, Arsenal, Fiorentina, Valencia, and then Sunderland.
Oh, if you take a Modric off, you've definitely given up.
All right, Matt put something in there about an NFL contract. Let's have a quick look. Watching NFL last night, he learned that an Arizona quarterback got a $40 million a year contract, but it had a clause in it where it was required to actually do his video and book learning. Now, you have to expand a bit more on that.
Okay.
In 1 second.
That's a mad one, isn't it? Oh, dear. Big disappointedness in the end, isn't it?
Yeah. But Argentina have been excellent, though.
Yeah. Like you said,
Like defensively, look, they've always been.
this is what Brazil
defensively, but they've.
This is what Brazil didn't do against Croatia. They didn't kill it at 2-0. Because as soon as it gets 2-0, you knew it was game over then.
But
my God. Matt is saying there, hang on one second, like the playbook and watching opposition tapes to learn their defenses. That's kind of like standard.
Do your job.
Do your job, Sunshine. You're paying you $40 million a year.
Keepers.
Matt, who's
Degsy on the chest, back to the keeper. Degsy doing Degsy things.
Volley cleared.
I've seen a lot of videos of, is it the Rams' new quarterback who literally only had 30 minutes with the rest of his team. Matt might be able to confirm this, but hang on.
Chipped it. Messi. Oh, not Messi. McAllister. We hear them two mixed up.
But apparently he threw a few touchdown throws the weekend. The new Rams.
Oh, What a
He
goal
wouldn't have
that
known
would
the playbook at all.
Oh, what
That
a
was
goal
an
that would
effort
have
and
been.
a half. That.
That would have been a great goal.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield, G10 said. Apparently, he only had 30 minutes to review the likes of the playbook and meet his fellow players, but actually had an unbelievable game.
As Roy Keane would say, that's his job. That's your
That's
job.
his job.
That's your job.
That's his job, boy.
He says that's to his. He used to say it to his mum when his mum used to bring him his tea. That's your job.
That's
Thanks, mum.
He'd get clattered.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, he'd get clattered.
I said that to my mum. I won't be waking up for a week.
Oh, look at that! He almost slalom through there.
Ooh.
But I love how certain parts of English media have gone like they showed like Gary Neville and Ian Wright celebrating Katie. I was like, look at Roy Keane barely celebrating. You know, I was like, it's Irish. Why?
It's not- I saw
Why is he
that.
up and why would he celebrate an England goal? He's Irish. He doesn't care.
But it's not just
He actually turns around and writes down something on the piece of paper. He's taking
Exactly.
notes. Yeah.
But he writes
Taking
down,
notes is
he'll
doing his
miss
job.
He'll turn around and go, he'll miss the next one. Because I don't mind Gary Neville and Ian Wright getting excited because it's their country. So you'd expect to get excited. If it was Ireland that scored, I think Keane would get a bit more excited. I don't think he'd go that excited because I don't think it's built in him. I just don't think he's built that way. But, you know, it's just like it's such a non-story that came out. It's like, I wouldn't expect an Irish fan to celebrate an England goal. Why would he? It's got nothing to do with it.
That's what O'Shea said. If Roy Keane celebrated, he wouldn't be allowed back into the country.
Yeah, well, he's going to tell him. Did you watch that thing? I saw it advertised. I think it was on RT8. I think it was about the whole Roy Keane 2002 World Cup.
It was Saipan. It has a kind of a catchy name. I have it recorded.
I haven't. Yeah, because
I can't remember what it is.
I don't have RT, so I'm hoping it's going to be like released later. Because I'd be intrigued to watch that. Because I remember that was a massive.
You might be able to get it on the player now. Can you get the RTE player?
I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a play. Because I know on ITV tonight, there's a new documentary they brought out. It's a docu-film about Bobby Robson.
Ah, that'd be good.
Which must be quite good. Because I've seen the Bobby film about him, which is really, really good. You didn't realize how many illnesses. Yeah, 11:15 tonight on ITV1. Bobby Robson, More Than a Manager. I think I've seen this one. Actually. If it's the one I've seen, it's really good. So
what was the name? What was the name of the out there on a couple of weeks ago about Saipan and Roy Keane? It had a kind of a catchy title to it.
Oh God!
I'm going to try and see if I can find it tonight because apparently it's good. It's probably a good watch.
If you give me a second, I'll find out.
Yeah, if you can WhatsApp it to me, Kev, then I can try and have a little Google for it tonight. Hey, Foyth's coming on. I think this is his first minute as well, actually. Ex-Spurs. He's at Villarreal now, isn't he? I think the other lad, 15, Carrera, isn't he on his way out? Isn't he on the move in January as well?
Saipan, rebel without a ball.
Yeah, deadly.
That's it. Rebel without a ball. I will have a look for that tonight. I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen a few reviews, and it's really good.
It's 20 years later, and it still divides the nation.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, depends on whereabouts in the country you are. Like,
what are your guys' views on it then? Obviously,
he was right. He was 100% right.
You've got the likes of might not have been Delaney back then, but you had all of the big wigs from the FAI traveling to these tournaments in business class and all this, and then the players were in just ordinary economy. Like, do you know what I mean? They're your stars. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. When you arrive at your training camp. So it's like a car park and no gear, no balls, no. Like the lads were training in runners, like none of the gear was there or anything. Like so.
Yeah. So I think that's what threw him over the edge. It was the fact that he went out there and the pitches were like bricks. Yeah. They were like roads, and especially come from at the time United were winning everything, so it's ultra professional. Yeah. So, but I don't know. Did people think he went over top of the way he went at McCarthy? He walked out. It wasn't. And the thing was, it wasn't mixed fault. it wasn't mixed vote. This was stuff that was done above McCarthy's head. You know, at the end of the day, even back then, it wasn't up to the manager to sort out the hotels and stuff like that. They had people there to do that. But the thing was, McCarthy was,
he was at fault for questioning whether he was injured or not in front of the whole team. And I think it was because Keane had done an interview or something, didn't he? I think actually giving out about facilities and stuff like that. And McCarthy didn't take kindly to that, the fact that he had been speaking to the media. So, like, there's two of them in it. I wouldn't proportion the blame to either one of them. But I think he was right.
I think he was right, but the sickener in that World Cup was how we was shot from saved by Emi Martinez. Look, the fact that how we went out of that tournament in the end, not having him there, and the fact that he did it after we were able to call anybody up. So
that's
the fact that
was the second, because he was just there in like grey, wasn't he? Saying,
yeah. And the thing is, Roy Keane at the time was an absolute monster centre mid. He was one of the best in the world in that position.
Yeah,
and
because I remember him and McAteer won a year or so later. I think Sunderland United. They both had pops at each other.
There was an interview on Off the Ball on News Talk at Ireland there. I think Mark Kinsella was on the show, and he said, "Look, he says I'm a bit kind of." He said, "If Roy didn't go, he said I wouldn't have played in a World Cup." He says, "I got to play in 4 games in a World Cup
because of Roy Keane."
In no uncertain terms, he said we would have. I think he actually said we had a chance of winning a World Cup if Roy Keane had been there.
Yeah,
what do you think? Because you had Keane and Duff in the prime, didn't you?
Yeah,
Robbie.
We should have beat Spain without going to penalties.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're in a
quarter final against Korea.
Yeah. So
you probably would have fancied your chances against Korea, wouldn't it? I mean, to be fair, it's a bit like this World Cup, isn't it? You know, Morocco no mugs, but
every World Cup has this
type of side. Yeah,
a good side capable of just like getting a result and a draw opening up and getting the momentum going.
Because South Korea got to the
semi-final.
They finished third that World Cup, didn't they?
Yeah.
G10, right? You know, Finnan and Given were top, and you know, I mean, we got Finnan at Liverpool a few years after.
You look back and you look at Greece winning it. You look at in 1992 Denmark winning it when they weren't actually even supposed to be in it in the first place.
And the best player said, "I'm not playing because what's the point?" You know. I always wonder what Laudrup ever thinks about that when they ask him, like, you know, when you just binned it off.
But Denmark at the time were better. It was another thing. Denmark were better without him. Laudrup was past his best then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good goalkeeper by Emi Martinez. 5 minutes injury time. I mean, the game is gone. There's no point in bloody talking about the game.
Owen Burks didn't Kilban miss an open goal rebound from an Ian Hart penno missed in the Spain game?
Yeah.
Wait, Ian Hart was still kicking around then. He was good.
He was good. He was at Leeds then, I think, as well.
Yeah, because Ian Hart at Leeds was what you think of a modern left back. You know,
he was he had a brilliant left leg on him.
Oh, he had a shot. He did have a shot when he connected. He did fear it. He did
good left foot.
Yeah, you did fear Ian Hart from distance. You think, oh shit, this could be trouble. This one.
But I think a lot of that side was built on. Do you remember a few years beforehand that core of that side went to the Olympics and got knocked out by Argentina?
Yeah,
and it was an Argentina side at the Olympics that had Ariel Ortega, and players like that.
That's probably what Ireland not had for a little while. It's just like a core that have been together for a long time, but is not golden generation, but that's a key core. That's going to be a core for the next 3 or 4 years.
Lovely ball. Cross comes in. It's just too deep out for a corner. But Damien Duff is in the punditry tonight for RT, and before the game, the presenter, can't remember her name, but she asked him, look, Croatia are the same population as Ireland, and different sports, Ireland punch above our weight in certain sports massively. Rugby one,
Yeah.
boxing is another one. All right, but Croatia do it in football, and she was asking him, like, why can Croatia produce these type of players and we just simply can't? And he turned around and it's simple. And Emmet will tell you, it's funding, it's the investment in.
But
You ask Gar Breen. You nail Gar Breen down and ask him what it's like, because he's doing his coaching badges and stuff. And we just don't invest the money.
But we also look at the Croatian league.
It's an
more
age
competitive.
and years upon years of mismanagement within the FAI is what it is. But also you have to take into consideration as well as that it's probably our fourth most popular sport, third or fourth at least. Because GAA, hurling and football will always be number one.
Yeah.
And you see it now in amateur football in Ireland at the moment. You'll get a lot of players going to play football now because the GAA season is over. But as soon as GAA comes back in the new year, they're gone again.
They'll play soccer to keep their fitness up.
Yeah.
You know, just to stay fit and take over. They'll
That's the big issue, isn't it? That and probably you'd like your league to be more
because I don't think
competitive compared to other leagues.
The thing is,
you get a lot of lads that will play both, but
you can't make a living playing soccer in this country professionally.
No.
Not sustained, not for long enough.
And unfortunately, everyone knows that if you're talented enough, you have to move. You have to move quickly.
Yeah.
What we're seeing an awful lot now is there's an awful lot of, because of the likes of Brexit and stuff like that, there's an awful lot of younger Irish kids are going to the likes of Italy and where they used to go over to the UK.
Yeah, what's his name?
Going into Europe now.
Heffernan, the Cork Walker. His son has gone to AC Milan, I think.
But also, long term, that could do you some good, though.
Yeah.
Irish lads playing on the continent, because it's a different style of football, and also on the continent, you're more likely to get games, because you do see youngsters seem to get more chances in Germany, Italy, Spain, France. Youngsters get chances at younger ages, which is why Bellingham's gone to Germany, because
that was a hell of a shot from Dempsey there. It was high. It was just over the bar, but a hell of an effort. But that should be that, and that is it. Final whistle's gone.
Just gave me flashbacks to the FA Cup semi-final against Villa. Then I was like, last minute, Dempsey. Oh, that's the most angry I've ever been watching a game of football.
He kind of went in with a whimper in the end, didn't he, Croatia?
Yeah, Brooks in there. A lot of young lads gone to European teams, and best of luck to them. But
long term, that could do them good, because I think they're all going to get regular minutes, and if they're good enough, that's going to do them well good, because they're playing European football. So it means then when they come into the Irish national setup, they're quite battle hardened. Where I actually think that's still a challenge for English lads. Is it's quite hard to get a chance in the English sides. I think it's a strength and a weakness, because you think the ones that do are brilliant, but there's not enough of them. So then it's a real chance. You end up taking risks on lads' fitness and stuff like that, which is why Bellingham's I'm going to go Germany for 3 years, because I'll play, and then you lot will buy me back for stupid money.
G10 makes a comment there. To be honest, I come from a GAA background, only played team soccer in secondary school, found the positioning extremely difficult. Nothing like GAA. Needed to be played a lot from a very young age. When I grew up, I'm older than Emmet and the rest of the lads. And I'm not from a city, so it's different again. We were banned from playing soccer. We were banned. During the GA season, we weren't allowed to play.
And that wasn't uncommon either.
No, it was even playing on the street, we would be dropped if we were caught playing in a match week, if we were caught playing soccer in the street.
In some ways, that's mad, but in some ways, it's protecting your team, isn't it?
It still goes on, especially if you're going to be playing during championship.
You know what you play again.
Trouble.
It'd be like it's probably just like the Neuer thing now. How did you lose your best player? He's having a kick around.
I'm talking about under 12s and under 14s.
A bit extreme, Anna. That is a bit extreme.
But that's how serious that's how serious it is, especially when you're playing for your village or you're playing for your town and you're looking to get into county finals and stuff like that. Going on taking the city boys on. It's like it's as serious as a heart attack how they take it all the way through. But the rewards, there's no financial rewards, but it's pride in where you come from kind of thing.
Jonathan's just saying like rob the Brazil Argentina for that. I know what you mean. It does feel a bit like
after the Lord's Mayor's show, and
at least Brazil Argentina, it would have been feisty. At least we'd have seen a few fights.
But the one good thing I'm liking about what I'm seeing here is Argentina aren't over celebrating it.
No,
they did with the Dutch one. The Dutch one, they knew that was like, that was a serious threat.
That was the biggest threat they needed to get. Was probably because they knew Brazil was out. They're like, well, that's the biggest.
They expected to beat Croatia, and they did it handy. I mean, 3-0. They were very convincing. Some brilliant goals as well. 2 brilliant goals in this.
I kind of hope France get through because I just think France Argentina will be a really good game.
Yeah,
and France will be faced because they will test that back line, but then they've got the magic on the break, so it would make that a really interesting game.
Someone said it earlier on in the chat, and I think it's a really good one. Is Olivier Giroud will be such a danger if they get through. Olivier Giroud against Romero and Otamendi.
Yeah, because they're both rash. They're both rash, and they both have the ego, which we always talked about with Lovren. I'm bigger and stronger than you, Giroud. I'll bully you, and they end up getting found out for stuff like that. That was always Otamendi's thing. He always had that rashness in him.
Massive achievement for Scaloni, by the way. Yeah.
Fair play to him.
And you look at the bench, the backup staff that they've got. They've really built this from within. It's
Walter Samuel, isn't it? Is the involved in it as well.
But if to the final, it's going to be far from a gimme. France will have to work for it. But I mean, we'll be back tomorrow night with we'll have another look. But Luka Modric is definitely fairly upset. This is his swan song. I mean, the other thing is, look, the European Championships is only 18 months away. It's not like a traditional World Cup to European Championship 2-year gap. It's a season and a half away. So you could see a lot of players who you'd expect to retire. Like, I'm hoping Jordan Henderson knocks his England career on the head, but I think
he's indicated that he is, hasn't he? I think he's not since they got knocked out. I think before even the World Cup even started, I think the plan was that this was going to be swan song.
I hope so.
Plus, he knows if he goes to England now, realistically, he's only going to England to be a sub because it should be Bryson Bellingham and, if he's fit, Phillips. They're sort of the main three, and then it's the youngsters around it, which is probably Mount, and then a few others coming through. He probably knows that.
You'd hope to start to see Harvey Elliott pushing his way into contention over the next 18 months to be involved in that conversation.
Smith Rowe's probably another one who'll be thinking...
He was very nearly flown out, wasn't he?
Who's that,
Madison, Elliott was very nearly flown out.
Well, Madison's not even featured in this tournament, but he must be thinking, I've got myself to a World Cup. I know I've not played, partly because I probably had a knee injury. He's now thinking, my aim's got to be starting in the Euros. Grealish is probably still thinking, I need to play in the Euros. I mean, so there's a few players there.
You wonder how many of those players, though, are looking at it and thinking, I've got to be playing. If you're Jack Grealish, if you're Madison, I've got to be playing at the highest level, club level possible. But
you might see a Madison push for a move now to a top four side. He's like thinking, I need to play at least European football. And
there's no point in Jack Grealish being at Manchester City if he's not playing.
Is there a top four side that Madison gets into?
As a regular starter?
As a regular starter. I mean, if Grealish isn't getting in at City.
He plays for us.
You think?
Yeah. I'd have him no problem as one of the eights. As at least as an option.
I'd have him as an option.
But that's what I mean. So I'm talking, has he got somewhere to move to where he's going to play that often that he breaks into an England team?
I turn around and I say to him, look, Jordan Henderson is 32 years of age. That position is there if you want to challenge for it.
But you don't have to play every game, though. I think what he needs to do is play, like Grealish is probably extreme of, he's not playing enough minutes.
Yeah.
Whereas if Madison's doing 2 games in 3, then, it's Champions League week, you're going, well, Madison, you're going to do game 1 Champions League and you're having a weekend off. Following week, you're going to do, Champions League now, but you have to do 2 nights. You're doing that regularly. that's enough to get you in an England squad because you're looking at 2 games a week then.
The other option is going to be Newcastle. You know,
Yeah.
I think that could be his best option.
The
Do
thing
you
is,
class them as a top 4 side just yet?
I don't see them falling out of it.
Not far off at the moment.
Yeah,
I don't see them falling out of it, especially if they invest in January.
As Jonathan
Maybe
points
another
out,
forward.
Grealish should be 31 at the next World Cup as well. So his opportunity might have been and gone. Because really, at 31, is he going to be starting? Would you be starting regularly for England? Possibly not. At 31, he'd be a squad option. So he may have actually just, for Grealish, the boat may have just bypassed him. That's just unfortunate, just the way it falls sometimes.
yeah.
Because you
Just
need a
see
bit,
Messi here
you need a bit of luck
collaborative.
with the way the World Cup's all and your age and when you break in.
It's a lot of lottery when it comes to World Cup. There's not actually many players when you look back and you think about it, for major nations anyway, that play 2 and 3 World Cups.
No, that's why
you've got to be really up there. You've got to be really good.
But, I mean, Ronaldo and Messi have done 4 and 5, haven't they? Which is an extreme.
Yeah,
but it's not very common, is it?
And
but
they're the best players of a generation.
Yeah.
If you look back at the England squad for the 2018 World Cup versus the England squad, there's probably lads in there that were nowhere near getting into this squad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, somebody mentioned there Lingard. Was Lingard in the World Cup squad?
Lingard was in it. Dele Alli was in it.
But Lingard
was in it.
But Lingard was playing regularly for West Ham around that time, wasn't he? Which helped him. Dele Alli was still kicking around.
Your career can turn around.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee. Like we're all saying, Grealish should be 31 the next World Cup. Who's to say that he's nowhere near? He might not be anywhere near the squad.
Jonathan points out, look at VVD. He probably only plays 1 World Cup because in 2018 Holland didn't qualify and then he was injured. Sometimes it can fall for you. The next World Cup he's going to play, he's going to be in his mid-30s.
I don't know if Southgate would have trusted Jack Grealish playing in the midfield 3. And I think that's his best position, is playing like what Thiago does for us. I think Jack Grealish is more than capable of doing that.
He's just not very good when he's off the ball. Which is let's be fair. It's the thing we criticise Elliott for is off the ball. He's not alert enough. Where to be fair to Thiago and players of that ilk, they actually do a lot more of the dirty work than people give them credit for.
Yeah,
because he is defensively decent. Thiago, the criticism of him is always his fitness. Whereas Grealish, you do think he switched off. That was always my concern when Liverpool used to play Coutinho centre mid. Is against the better sides, they just stick the best player behind him because he never looks around. And he used to always get caught out with it, which is why he's never really played for any elite club as a centre mid. He's always played as a forward.
Well, we have one finalist sorted. We have another. The thing is, you've got the 3rd place playoff on Saturday as well, 3:00. So Croatia will be in that. Argentina Sunday 3 p.m. will be looking to face one of France or Morocco.
I mean, Croatia, Morocco.
A hell of a story.
If it's Croatia, Morocco, that could be
it could be crazy.
It could be crazy, or it could be a really long night.
Yeah,
you and Emmet
that's your record.
Yeah, but you and Emmet are doing that watch along on Saturday, so it's all right.
I'm nearly sure I'm sorting out my sock drawer at 3:00 on Saturday.
I think we might give that one a miss.
All the colour trade
for Sunday. For sure.
All the colour trade out of Emmett's face, and he's like, "Oh, Jesus."
Well, look, one thing's for sure: myself and Kev will be back tomorrow. For Morocco, France.
Absolutely. Well, you might have me now as well because I think my daughter's football's getting cancelled. So I might gate.
Lovely.
Just to really upset you.
I've always liked the 3-way.
Hey,
demonetized again.
Sorry. Brave enough to put anything in the chat tonight, which is fair.
Don't blame him. Right. Anyway, shall let you guys go because you can.
Go
see your families. I'm sure they'll be made up.
Yeah,
I'm going to go and catch up on Yellowstone now.
Jolly good. Right. Well, you'll see these two tomorrow, and you might see me as well. Cheers for tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out, and subscribe if you're not already. That'd be grand. Speak to you later.
Good night.